Hey, it's Nitya with Nitya Living. As you can see, I have now moved. I am still living in boxes, as you can tell. Empty bookshelves are a sure sign that we are still unboxing. So someone had mentioned Heidi Klum, who I have to say, fascinating person, love the show Project Runway. And she's so involved in so many projects, and I was curious myself to know a little bit about her. And yes, I also looked at her last two marriages, current one with Tom Collins and her previous one with Seal. Very interesting what I found. And you'll be happy to know, no, Heidi does not have the tiger, snake, monkey punishment in any form in her chart. But that being said, she does have a snake. Not surprising. She is born June 1st, 1973. I saw one website mentioned 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go along with that simply because the hour that gives her is the hour of a yang earth horse. And being a horsey person myself, horse people are very passionate, impulsive, energetic, jump into things. And that earth element gives her a stability. And so being her career, ours, your career, that really spoke to me that that she would have that energy of fire so strong, and also earth, which is her own element. And let's talk about this. So Heidi, born in the year of a yin water ox, the month of yin fire snake, the day of yang earth dragon, and maybe not the yang earth horse as her hour. The other I was thinking would be a snake hour. But the earth horse really speaks more, just simply because, again, she is so diversified in her career and has so much boundless energy. Let's look at why. You might have noticed that there is a crap ton of earth. A little more than half of her energy is her own. This woman is all about herself. She is her own universe. Let's all party. And with that, she has a strong amount of fire feeding that happy earth of herself, about 27%. So that means that 80% of her energy is all what feeds her and what she is. This is somebody who probably has a ton of friends, a lot of colleagues, a lot of people she is in communication and contact and connection with. And I have said this before, people that have this much of their own energy, really and truly, their life revolves in their own orbit. And I would imagine as a celebrity, that really gets magnified. I would imagine it is hard for anyone to walk into her world and share that with her. And these two past marriages, one being current, really, it's kind of honestly surprised me that she, especially the current one, honestly, that she chose Tom. And I'll explain why. So, what her output is, what motivates her to be active metal is barely there. Her ability to manifest, to create money for herself, that's balanced 15%. Her career, her marriages, a trace amount of 2%, which explains, if there's hardly any of this element there, it explains why there is so much. She has been married multiple times, had many relationships. She's been in many different jobs. When you have a weak element in your career area, that's what you get. There is not enough grounding her as, or controlling her, right? And so that can also lead to issues with self-discipline. We all need something to check and balance us, right? And otherwise, we're just in our own space, doing our own thing, and everybody's either going along with it or not. So, yeah, so it's all about, it's the Heidi show. In Heidi's life, it is the Heidi show. So I was curious, when you look at her chart is a Lu chart, which means it is destined for wealth. I've mentioned this recently with another chart, can't think of it right now. And this is showing up in the month where you see this. But because she has so much of her own element, it kind of is a moot point. But that being said, she was destined to be a successful, wealthy person from the get-go. She has balanced yin yang, and you see that. You see how she has moments of great strength and fortitude, leadership. After all, this woman is born on the day of a dragon. And dragons are leaders. They are magical, mystical, otherworldly beings. They, it's the only zodiac that is not of this earth. Just wrap your head around that concept. And again, very, very strong leadership skills. Putin, I believe, has 3 dragons in his chart, which leads to dictatorship. And you have too much of one thing like that. Too much strength in being a leader, you wind up with a dictator. So, not only that, but her day pillar of Yang Earth being her element, with the dragon being Yang Earth, means that what she really looks for in a partner is that. She doesn't want to be controlled. Hell no. And she does not, because dragons are also very fiercely independent. You have to be independent. In order to lead, you've got to be independent, unless you're in a collaboration, which is different. A collaboration to me would speak more of a rabbit or maybe a sheep, maybe a rabbit. Anyway, so looking at that, that she's really looking for a partner in that underneath, there's always like these little elements underneath. So under the dragon, under the Yang Earth, there's a little wood and a little water that speaks to her husband. So it has that root, that seed of husband, but she hasn't found him. I don't think she's found him yet. And I didn't go all the way back. Maybe there was a guy way back before, but I don't think that's the case. I would always like to think of someone moving forward, not back. Unless we look at J-Lo and Ben's charts, right? What happened with that? And with that also, there's the seed of money and success and all that comes with that. So, okay, so when you're looking at someone's day pillar and you're looking to what they are looking for in a partner, we can tell that this is somebody that wants a best friend, somebody she gets along with, somebody that she is in partnership with. And that is again echoed in her career. Yang Earth Horse. This is somebody who brings not only all of herself to her job, but aspects of herself that she doesn't typically display in her day-to-day personal life. Meaning, this is someone who can wear a mask, and maybe more than one. America's Got Talent. What mask is she wearing there? Project Runway. What mask is she wearing there? Designer. What is she wearing there? Model. What mask is she wearing there? And she loves it. She loves Halloween. Of course, it's all about masks. But yes, she brings all of herself into her work. And there's also that yin fire of the horse, again, speaks so much to her energy, the energy of fire, of the energy of the horse being passionate, spontaneous, effervescent, jumps right in, full of energy. And this is something she nurtures. She brings the mama to the table with this. And interestingly enough, her job is not about making money. It's not about power. It's about her. That's just it. It's all about her. And amazingly enough, like I said, even though her money element of water is balanced, there's nothing supporting it. There's hardly any metal feeding her money. There's hardly any wood controlling her or making her money connect to her work. It's fascinating. So I went and looked at her luck cycles thinking surely the wood element must show up for her to have been this successful. Her first luck cycle, and I always check because when people have a luck cycle shift early, like in infancy, it's a very unique thing. And indeed, her first luck cycle was just before, or where was it? Let's see, she is born June 1st, 1973. And so when in October 23rd, 1974 was her first luck cycle shift. She was like a year old. And interestingly, she moved into a luck cycle that mirrors her hour, a yang earth horse. Okay. When you look at that first luck cycle brought in a fire harmony into her chart. Yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot of this combination of fire and earth. Her second luck cycle is yin earth sheep, two yin earths. And it's interesting because this age of 11 to 20, she really tapped into new aspects of herself, almost like she found herself anew, a new identity in a way. I would imagine something happened that led to that shift within her. The ages of 1 to 10, her mother was very involved in her life, and there's mention of some harm to her relationship to her father or to his physical, mental health. There's also the possibility of a brother being born. And it's her second luck cycle from 11 to 20. Again, she's really kind of developed a new sense of herself in this time. Her mother is still mentioned, and there is dating that starts to begin here, and an increase in responsibility, of course, as she's getting older. When her career takes off, this is now, we're at 1994, she's 21 years old, 21 to 30, yang metal, because it's a monkey. And the monkey here is a ton of creativity. And this really was fun. This is when her modeling career took off. She was working for Victoria's Secret and all these top designers. And I think that she loved this. I think she was having a ton of fun. Very active time. Daughters were foretold during this period. There's mention of her father. There's mention of money. Of course, there's money. This is where it all began flowing in, right? Then we come into the luck cycle in 2004, 31 to 40, which I believe is when she was with Seal. And this was all about sons because it's a yin metal rooster. It's all yin metal. So again, we still have this metal energy pushing her into hyper do mode. This, like from 21 to 40, her whole life was do, go, be, boom. And it was all the Heidi show. So of course, this is uber fun, so much fun. And when you get to 31 to 40, her sons were predicted. She had 3 sons with Seal. I believe that's right. And this was also like her rebellion. This was a period of her life when she felt license. And again, dragons love freedom and independence. She felt this liberation to be and do lots of different things. Really cool. The current luck cycle she's in, that she's just starting to fade out of because 2024 she'll come into a new luck cycle, is Yang Water, which is her money, and a dog. And that's Yang Earth. More about me. More about me. Underneath of that, there is mention of her sons and a continual element of change, working underground change. The money is coming in from all the different things she's involved in. This is not one paycheck. This is just a flow from lots of places. And when we look at where she's going, I was curious about this because when you have somebody whose career is so much about appearance, she's going to get older. Next year, she turns 50. Yeah, wrap your head around that. So, yeah, all the people born 1973 will be 50 next year. Wow. So, next year, or the next luck cycle she moves into, 2024, Yin Water Pig, is all about money. She's got money now coming in from so many different directions. This is kind of like the cash cow for her. It also suggests it's coming. Some, I would say, notable career shifts. Notable career shifts. I think there's going to be a point where we're going to see this woman start to slow down. And maybe, just maybe, she will start to bring things into one central point of focus and slow down a bit. Just out of curiosity, I jumped forward her luck cycle 61 to 70. Yang Wood, a Yang Wood rat. And this, again, is a lot of money. There's also a lot of travel. There's a lot about property. And there is a massive shift to her career, even to the point of suggesting a retirement. And again, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. There is a lot of fire in her chart. And just to mention that she has some interactions for sure. And with her, I know that the horse and the ox, her year and her hour, do not get along. And that is a clash. And that clash is something that reduces or controls a little bit of that heavy earth element in her chart. Let's see, what else can I mention? Before getting into, let's try this. So yeah, so let's jump to these guys. So Seal is born the year of Yin Water Rabbit, the month of Yang Wood Tiger, and the day of Yin Water Snake. This is interesting. Remember, Heidi's born in the month of the snake. Tom Collitz is born Yin Earth Snake Year. Again, another snake. Yang water monkey month and the day of yang wood rat. Now, I didn't go to look at the hour because mostly I'm looking at Daymaster, but Tom, if his hour is the tiger, he has that full punishment because we already know he's got the monkey and the snake. So when we look, I'm just looking at day pillar. I want to just see what these relationships were. So first of all, Seal's day is in void, which means the chances of him having a long-term relationship that lasts is slim to none. He would have to work really hard to make a long-term relationship work. And with that, the chance of being in a relationship with somebody that travels and is uber busy and is either emotionally or physically absent, high. That's what happens when we have a void. And that's true also if you have a void in your month. That can mean that you have a very kind of like emotional or physical distance from your parents, just not a strong connection. What Seal looks for in a relationship is financial. This is a financial business interaction, if you want to get down to that. He's also looking for someone that takes care of the duties, a traditional wife. He wants a mother. If you ask me, those 7 years they were married for her were too much work and too much control of her. I think that's what came down. Now, that being said, Seal and Heidi both have charts that show extremely intelligent people that are incredibly creative and innovative. They have that in common. Seal being a snake, and that's yang fire, and then having yin water on top of that. Wow, this is sexy, and I know Heidi loves that. So the woman who doesn't like to wear clothes only when she needs to, right? This is a sultry connection that he has with his partner. Pretty cool. So Tom, being born in the day of a yang wood rat, and rats are all about money. They're about socializing, connecting with people, collaborations, things like that. Being a snake year, there is that snake element, but this guy doesn't exude that sensuality, right? I will also say about Seal, jumping back a sec, that Seal, this is such a sweet aspect to him. This is like a new human. I don't know that he's been on this planet before. He is like a baby. He's somebody that is in awe and wonder of the world. He's learning. He's asking questions. He wants to learn. He wants to understand. Everything feels new and fresh, like a child. So that's an interesting aspect to him. And again, I don't know if she had the patience for it. And yet, there's some of that with Tom, of being kind of childlike and not, somebody that's just developing their maturity. So not 100% grown up, right? Maybe a little bit Peter Pan syndrome. So looking at Tom, all he's looking for is a mother. Because if he is wood and his partner is water, that's what he's looking for, a mom. And when you look at their age difference, the guy is born in 1989. She's born in 1973. Yeah. And the other thing, this is just my humble opinion. I'm not here to judge. If they're happy, fabulous. But he has, what they share is they're both incredibly intelligent, but they also do not like to be told what to do. They both are fiercely independent, and they are both innately leaders. You know how hard that is to have two people in the household who are in a relationship and both people want to be in control. And both people want space to be able to do what they do and then come together at some point. And he's looking for a mother. So this makes me think this could be a short-lived thing. And that's just my humble opinion, because I don't think that Heidi goes into a relationship to be a mom. Again, she's looking for a partner. She wants somebody that, that she shares an equality with. Somebody also who shares in the duties of life and brings in money and is part of all the things that make life happen. So that's my deep dive into Heidi today. So thank you for listening. Please subscribe if this speaks to you, Bazi Chinese Astrology. Like and comment. If you do, please keep it positive. And that's it for today. Be well.